Nice shorts. We will start off with ore distribution in Minecraft, and like the iron ore episode, we will use this mountain. First, let's clean off the organics and sediment, and then we can bring it over for a closer look. It's 256 blocks on a side, and it gets cut off at the max world generation height. I have edited the world gen to remove caves, veins, structures, anything that inhibits ore from generating. Lastly, we can add a graph on the back for elevation. We can remove everything but the coal and diamonds and see the general distribution. We can reload all of the ore and then squish it into a graph to look at its abundance per layer. In general, coal is most abundant at Y136. This is different from what you see on the wiki. It shows peak abundance at Y45, and this discrepancy is due to air. Some comments on the iron ore video said leaving caves in would be more accurate, and that depends on what you're talking about. If I left caves in, it would be more accurate for this specific area, but even this 256 by 256 area, it's not big enough to average out the noise that would be added from caves. My goal here is to look at overall distribution, and I think not having caves there is a little bit more accurate to give you the general idea. But we can do better. On the opposite end, the wiki chart is averaging over a huge area, most of which is not mountainous, and most players aren't mining like huge areas. A viewer of the iron ore video gave me data they collected on every block in a 50k by 50k area. Let's plot the coal and diamond abundance from that. We have more data, so the randomness gets smoothed out, but the upper coal almost completely disappears. And this is basically the graph you see on the wiki. If you were going to mine everything in a huge area, or had no mountains around you, then I guess Y45 is where it's at. But in reality, you aren't going to try to mine air. You'll ignore it. So here is Soggy's data if you ignore water and air. If you are just mining like a normal person, then head to a mountain, mine at Y136, and that is where you will find the most coal. Diamonds, on the other hand, don't really change much either way. They're basically just a triangle with increasing amounts as you go down. And thank you again to Soggy Cat for the data. I will be using it in the rest of the ore episodes as well.